Are we live? It looks like we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Papature Asylum. I'm your host, Gabriel. I hope everyone is having a great day. And I know what you must be thinking. Okay, I know you saw the title of this video and you're probably going to dislike it or not like the video at all. Okay, but just hear me out. Okay, hear me out. Now, don't get me wrong. Edge versus Roman Reigns would be a great program. Like a face Edge versus a heel Roman Reigns, like going against each other at WrestleMania. That would be amazing. The promo work would be amazing. Okay, the storyline would technically be there. Okay, but in my opinion, alone, and I don't think Edge versus Roman Reigns should be the main event of WrestleMania. Okay, it shouldn't. Okay, and I got a couple of reasons why. Okay, so without further ado, let's get the video underway. So, of course, there's been a report going around saying that Edge versus Roman Reigns is going to happen from multiple wrestling sources, and that's what WWE is planning to do, and it shouldn't in my opinion, I don't think it should be happening at first glance. Yeah, it's cool. Both men are great. Both men have great promo work. They're both great in the ring. Like it makes sense. It would be cool. And of course, both men have the same finishers, which is amazing. Edge has the spear, Roman has the spear. It makes sense at first glance. But the more you think into it, the more pointless this matchup kind of is. Now, I'm not saying the program is bad, would be bad. Okay? And if it did happen, I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be disappointed. I would enjoy it. But I won't lie that there would be a part of me that would be empty. I would be excited for the program, but not really. And here's why. First of all, both Edge and Roman Reigns are already established stars. Edge is already a multiple time world champion, a WWE Hall of Famer. A lot of people, both in the wrestling community and outside the wrestling community, know who Edge is. And Roman Reigns, he's on a roll as a heel. He's doing his best work of his career as a heel, which is amazing. But both men are already established stars. And it doesn't matter if Edge picks up the victory over Roman or if Roman picks up the victory over Edge. What benefit do they get out of that? What benefit? Of course, if Edge wins, he would finally achieve his dream and become champion once again. Okay, because technically he never lost the championship. He had to vacate the title. And Roman Reigns defeating Edge would only solidify himself as an even worse heel. But I don't it's just not strong in my opinion. It really isn't. Both men are already established stars. Okay? At one hand, you don't want to ruin Roman Reigns' momentum. Okay, because Roman Reigns is doing a great job as a heel right now, as a heel champion. And I can see him 100% retaining the title at WrestleMania. But knowing WWE's track record, they love to give championships to legends. And to be honest, Edge doesn't really need a world championship right now. At least not yet. Not yet. It's just way too early. He just came back from his injury. Okay? And there's a lot of people that want Edge to take the title away from Roman Reigns. Why? First of all, Roman Reigns just came back last summer and his reign has been short. Like, don't you want Roman Reigns' like heel reign to last the entire year? To defeat people like Bryan, like Owens, like Nakamura, like a Big E. Like, we just, like, this championship reign of Roman Reigns is fresh. We just got it. Okay? Like, and the fact that people already want to see the title away from Roman, it doesn't make any sense. You're just gonna take all that momentum that Roman Reigns is getting. You're just gonna throw that all away just to give it to Edge? No, like, come on. Roman Reigns is, as a heel right now, it's without a doubt one of the best things in WWE right now. And I don't understand why some people in the wrestling community, and even I don't understand why some people in the wrestling community already wants to take the title off of Roman Reigns. It's like, no. And like, Roman Reigns is legit the best champion right now. People in the company and people in the IWC, including me, can all agree that Roman Reigns is the best world champion in WWE right now. He doesn't need that big win against Edge because he's already an established star. He's already an established beast. Okay? But you know who does need the rub? Drew McIntyre. Okay, Drew McIntyre would definitely benefit from winning the matchup against Edge. Because, first, like, even though Drew McIntyre's title reign is not that bad, it's not really as strong as Roman Reigns' title reign right now. It's not as strong. Okay, and not to mention the fact that WWE botched his WWE Championship reign by giving Randy Orton the title for like 2 weeks and all that pointless shit. Like, don't get me wrong, Drew McIntyre is doing what he can, and he's doing a good job as WWE Champion. But not many people in the IWC are taking Drew McIntyre seriously as champion as Roman Reigns. As people in the IWC are taking Roman Reigns as champion seriously. Like, he is a freaking monster to beat. Drew McIntyre, on the other hand, like, not many people are saying that Drew McIntyre is a bad champion, but not many people like take him that seriously. So a Drew McIntyre defeating Edge, that could be big for Drew McIntyre's WWE Championship reign because it can make him more legit. Okay, like, he already defeated the likes of like Ziggler, Lashley, Styles, which, don't get me wrong, they're great opponents, but they're the way WWE's booking Monday Night Raw and all the Raw superstars, like, Drew McIntyre basically defeated a bunch of nobodies. The only real rivalry that he had was against Randy Orton. Okay, that's it. Okay, so, like, even though Drew McIntyre's WWE Championship reign is like not that bad, not many people are taking him as seriously as champion. So Drew McIntyre getting a victory over Edge, that could be big for not just his championship reign, but his career in general. Defeating an actual legend like Edge. Now, you're probably wondering, oh, he already got that rub against Goldberg. Really? Edge is more of a legend than Goldberg. Okay? Edge worked his ass off and deserves to be considered more of a legend than Bill Goldberg. Okay? And Edge showed that it won't be easy for Drew McIntyre for Edge to take down. Okay? Like, it just makes sense. Drew McIntyre needs this win over Edge. Roman Reigns, yeah, he can defeat Edge and solidify himself as like the great champion and stuff like that. But with Drew McIntyre being Edge, I feel like Drew McIntyre can benefit like more with a win over Edge than Roman Reigns. That's just my opinion. And okay, the next thing I'm about to say might be a little bit controversial, but hear me out. Now, Roman Reigns, he's a great wrestler, don't get me wrong. But I feel like Edge versus Drew McIntyre would be the better wrestling match than Edge versus Roman Reigns. Okay, before you leave or you click the dislike button, hear me out. Hear me out. I'm not saying Roman Reigns is a bad wrestler. I'd say he's a decent wrestler, but not decent, but like a good wrestler. And I think he would put up a good match against Edge. But here's the thing: Roman Reigns is like I don't know, he's like a brawler type. He's like, I don't know, I feel like Drew McIntyre, in a technical sense, Drew McIntyre, in my opinion, is the better wrestler than Roman Reigns. And of course, like if you kind of like think about it in a way, Edge is technically a better wrestler than Roman Reigns. Now, I'm not saying Roman Reigns is a bad wrestler. I'm saying he's good, but he's not exactly at the caliber that Edge and Drew McIntyre are. I feel like Edge versus Drew McIntyre would be a better matchup than like Edge versus Roman Reigns, because like it's I don't know, it's just my opinion, it's just my personal preference. Not saying the match between Edge and Roman Reigns would be bad, but I just think Edge versus Drew McIntyre would be the better matchup. I just think it would be the better matchup. It makes sense. It really makes sense. And the last point I want to point out before I end this video is the story of Edge versus Drew McIntyre would be more impactful than Edge versus Roman Reigns. And this was teased on Monday Night Raw, which I really, really liked. Like, Edge literally, like, Drew McIntyre, like, praising Edge, like, saying that he's a legend. But Edge just gave him shit, like, look, I appreciate your respect and all that, but what the hell is wrong with you? I'm coming after your WWE Championship, and you're acting like this? It's like, it makes sense. And like, Edge, Drew, like, I don't know, I feel like the story would be more impactful than Edge versus Roman Reigns. Oh, like, face versus heel. A lot of people are saying, oh, Edge versus Drew McIntyre are both faces. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Well, first of all, a face versus face rivalry can work. Okay, it can work. I don't like, more people are saying like, oh no, like the WrestleMania main event should be a face versus a heel. That's it. A face versus a heel. Like, not every WrestleMania main event has to be a face versus a heel. What's wrong with doing a face versus a face? Especially if it's done correctly. And I can definitely trust Edge. And keep in mind, Edge is in charge of his own storyline. So imagine Edge with the storyline with Drew McIntyre. They already planted the seeds like on Monday, saying that like Edge doesn't even though Drew McIntyre respects Edge, Edge doesn't respect Drew McIntyre as much because he doesn't believe that he is a great champion. And of course, also the fact that he wants his championship back for a title that he never lost but had to vacate. But and also like that's Edge's side of the story of going against Drew McIntyre. And for Drew McIntyre, this could be big. This could be big for Edge because like this could be big for Drew McIntyre because like you can make that like Drew McIntyre, like not many people takes him as seriously. He's not exactly a champion that many people like or respect. So defeating a legend like Edge can only solidify himself as Drew McIntyre. And it doesn't matter if like people like him or hate him, you gotta respect Drew McIntyre for his work. And I feel like that could be very impactful. I feel like it's a must-win situation for both men. For one hand, Edge wants his championship back. And also, Edge is kind of confident that he can take down Drew McIntyre easily because he doesn't think that he is a good champion. While Drew McIntyre, on the other hand, wants to prove that he is a great champion and he can take down any opponent, especially in the likes of Edge. I feel like that storyline, especially if done correctly, could be way more impactful than Edge versus Roman Reigns. And like, and technically, like, I don't know. Like, that's just my opinion. That's just my personal preference. And like, I hope Edge versus Roman Reigns doesn't happen. Okay, if it does, good. Good. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to be mad because we're still going to get great promos from both of these guys. We're still going to get a good story from both of these guys. But I'm not going to be as excited than as I would with Edge versus Drew McIntyre because in my opinion, Edge versus Drew McIntyre would, in my opinion, be the better matchup. The storyline would be better and would benefit Drew McIntyre greatly. Because Roman Reigns, if you think about it, does not need that rub because he's doing an incredible job as champion. Drew McIntyre, on the other hand, needs that rub, needs that benefit. And having that rub defeating Edge will only solidify himself as a great champion. That's just my opinion. And if you guys disagree with me, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are, then that's fine. That's fine. But I just wanted to address this and just like address my opinion out there. Like again, if Edge versus Roman Reigns happens, I won't be mad. Like we're still gonna get a good matchup and still gonna get a good storyline. But it's not going to be as impactful, and I'm not gonna be as excited as I would be with Edge versus Drew McIntyre. That's just my opinion. But I want to know what you guys think in the comments section. Do you guys agree with my take? Do you guys disagree with my take? And if you do, I want to know why in the comment sections, if you want to say why. But again, my only rule in this channel to like not just don't be an asshole in the comment section, okay? Let's just all be civilized. Okay, that's all I ask. That's my only rule, okay? But whatever you need to say in the comment section. But I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from a little bit. You don't have to agree with me a little bit, but I hope this opened a couple of people's eyes a little bit. Okay, but that's all I gotta say. If you guys like this video, make sure you leave a like. And if you guys dislike this video, then leave a dislike. I don't really care. But if you guys like this content, make sure you subscribe and make sure you ring the notification bell so that way you don't miss any of my videos. And of course, today's Wednesday, so tonight's AEW. So expect an AEW review later on tonight. But until later tonight, this is Gabriel. And I will see you next time in the asylum. See you later tonight, guys.